Welcome to the FBTV Highlight Show. We've got plenty of goals, we're going to bring you all the ladders from all the competitions, plenty of interviews and heaps of other surprises.
Well, we'll go back to Memorial Park at Bulimba in just a moment. First of all, we're out at Carmichael Park. It's under 16 trophy Superstore Premier League action with Wolves hosting Logan Lightning. And yet again, we get to see Logan potentially collect another piece of silverware. They've certainly been quite prolific in recent weeks as a club on FBTV. Good contest for the ball there. Falls here for James Bonomi of Logan Lightning. And here comes a chance here for the visitors. And shortly after the 5-minute mark, Logan have opened up the scoring here through Daniel Martinez. Ball on there by Bonomi. Attempted cut out there by the Wolves defender. And Martinez able to slot it past the Wolves keeper in Billy Lyle. Logan have a 1-0 lead. Throw-in comes down the line. Once again, one there by the visiting side. Down the middle of the park. Touch on from Akshay Sharma. And here he is again. Left foot. And Logan now lead 2-0. 15 minutes in. Ball on there by Bonomi. And Akshay Sharma makes no mistake. 2-0 to the visitors. Sharma just unable to keep control of it that time round. Bonomi's been busy in the first half hour. This is Larnack. Larnack goes himself. Lyle spills it. And Shoutons now gives Logan a 3-0 lead. Shot on goal there by Isaac Larnack. And Billy Lyle just unable to control it there in the Wolves goal. And Shoutons comes away with it. And going down there was Turprow for Wolves. Some concern being shown there. Let's take a look at that. Challenge in the air collected by Ben Nadjlik it was. Certainly didn't look to be any malice in it, and Turprow just trying to shake off that injury. So Logan with a 3-0 lead at the break. Looking to go on with it here. One back there by Van Dijk. Van Dijk along the ground. And 4-0 to Logan 5 minutes after half time. Wolves just unable to clear their defensive half. And Matt Van Dijk able to slide it past Billy Lyle. Free kick opportunity here for Lightning. And again, it's Van Dijk. And great save there by Lyle in the end to tip it over the bar. Get a second look at that. Good free kick in the end it was by Van Dijk. And Lyle tipped it onto the bar and luckily went over the bar rather than on the underside. Here's Shoutons. Oh, lucky there. Wolves look to be travelling goalwards. Almost conceded an own goal there. Can Wolves pull one back here through Tyler Jackson? Forces Austin down to his left to make the save. Logan keeper hasn't had a lot to do this evening. Van Dijk again. Touch on by Yelon Kunzi. And Lyle again forced into the save. It was Shootins on that occasion. And Lyle at full stretch. Able to deny Logan. Tall Van Dijk on there. Kunzi continuing his run. was Ethan Elmers. 5-0 Logan. Just over 10 minutes to play. Good ball on there by Yellen Kunze. And Ethan Elmers brings up his side's 5th. Perhaps a chance here for Wolves to get on the scoreboard. Austin able to get it second time round there in front of Jack Allen of Wolves. Now can Yellen Kunze be rewarded for his efforts tonight? Great ball there through, and Yellen Kunze unable to bring up the half dozen. The goal kick here from Wolves. The full-time whistle is blown, and Logan Lightning are the Trophy Superstore Premier League under-16 premiers after a 5-0 win against Wolves. So we're back at Memorial Oval in Bulimba, home of the Southside Eagles for this Epilepsy Queensland fundraising day. The burgers are sizzling, and Darren caught up with some of the key players involved in the fundraiser.
I'm with Roseanne Burley, who's the Community Football Coordinator for the Brisbane Roar, and we're having a wonderful charity day here at Southside Eagles. Now, Roseanne, why are we here?
Why are we here? Well, I've got a young boy with epilepsy, my little Adam, who's 15. He's been suffering from epilepsy for most of his life. And my older boy, Daniel, plays at Southside Eagles. He's playing his game at the moment. And 3 years ago, the club decided they'd like to do a fundraiser. And Epilepsy Queensland's been quite a great charity for us. So this is the third year in a row we're here. And we've got the help of the Brisbane Roar, support of the Brisbane Roar as well. So it's been a great day so far.
Tell us a little bit about epilepsy and your son's condition.
All right, my little boy had a seizure when he was 8 months old. We didn't get a diagnosis for him till he was 8. He had very many hospital visits with just constant seizures. Probably between 5 and 7 years of age, he was sometimes fitting up to 20 seizures a night. And I think the hardest thing for us as a family was not knowing what was wrong with him. He had about 7 specialists and neurologists looking at him, and it was Epilepsy Queensland that I actually rang out of desperation, and they put a diagnosis to him. So it's been a learning curve for me. It's been a journey. We've had a lot of side effects going as well. Side effects with his condition, not eating, etc. So yeah, it's been a learning curve, but something that I think I'm grateful for, because I've learnt so much about the condition. I'm also helping a lot of other families at the moment.
And how have Epilepsy Queensland assisted you?
They have been amazing. They've just it's just mainly about awareness. I think there was more of a support to the family and to us. And they get me to speak at fundraisers. I've spoken with Wally Lewis a couple of times about my condition. Wally speaks about his condition.
What position does he play? Which club?
The wrong game.
Is he a centre forward?
He is. He's the wrong game. I keep telling you, you're playing the wrong game, Wally. So, yeah, no, it's great. They've been wonderful. They've been really, really supportive, and I know I can ring them if I'm having a bad time as well. So they're fantastic. Yeah, very grateful to them.
So, Nat, tell us about how today came about.
Yeah, it came about 3 years ago. We were doing a fundraiser for another charity, and Daniel Burley, one of the senior players, came down, and I've known Daniel for a few years and got to know his family and his brother Adam, who's got a rare condition of epilepsy. And we thought, well, why not get behind Epilepsy Queensland, and kind of grew from there. You know, three years down the track, and we've got, you saw today up on the deck and the amount of supporters that were here, and the boys were down here from 8:30 this morning selling tickets, and they all had a book of tickets during the last couple of weeks, and we've raised approximately $2,000 at the moment. I haven't counted it all, but it's been a fantastic day, and it will only grow from here. It's fantastic, and the Roar are great supporters of it as well, so we've got to thank them as well.
Tell us about Bayside's contribution today.
Look, they were fantastic. I think today we had about 5 or 6 Bayside junior teams down, and their supporters got behind it and bought raffle tickets and that sort of thing. And I think we'll try next year and get it as a 2 club. They're just down the road, and a bit of a derby, and hopefully next year both teams are doing pretty well when we do it, and add a little bit of spice to it, and get both clubs involved, because Bayside are a good club. They are. They're in the same mould as us. Small club, trying to progress. They've got good seniors, good juniors, and their supporters were fantastic today. So yeah, take my hat off to them. Yeah.
So Daniel, you're Adam's brother?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And tell us about your experience.
With Adam, it's been a hard 10 years. The last 10 years, he's had epilepsy when he was diagnosed when he was about 6 years old, and it was definitely a shock to the family and to us. But it's hard to put into words what you go through. He's a very loving and caring brother, and yeah, I don't want to get too emotional, but yeah.
Do you find that events like today is a release for you?
Yeah, definitely. The club has helped a lot over the last 3 years, putting on the fundraiser, and just any little help for our family and any other family who's been affected by epilepsy is just huge. So the last 3 years has definitely helped us and other families with epilepsy.
So to find out more about epilepsy, go and visit their website, epilepsyqueensland.com.au. Now we bring you this Capital League 1 Round 22 match. It's the hosts, Southside Eagles up against Bayside. This is Maclott pushing the ball forward there in the direction of Falco. Looks like Aduan's going to shield it across the byline. Falco looking for a penalty. Thought he was infringed against. Now up the other end of the park here for Bayside. Oh, above the hands of the outstretched Matt Tubbs, and Liam Murray pokes it away. Bayside have the opening goal. The cross played in. Goes above Tubbs. And Liam Murray, Johnny on the spot at the edge of the 6-yard line. And unfortunately here for Matt Tubbs, our Packfire Australia GoPro replay showing the perfect angle on that mistake. Corner here for the Eagles. Falco unable to negotiate his way through the pack there. Bayside looking for the goal kick. Ordered the corner instead. And the ball there was Ash Davis, coming under the heavy attention of the green shirts. And referee Avi Cohen blows this one up. A bit of afters here between Cameron Brettag and Ash Davis. Davis can certainly see the funny side of it. Brettag still giving his opinion on the matter. Avi Cohen will just ask both players to cool down, a shake of the hands as we head towards the half-time break. Can Bayside get another one here on by Kedda? And Liam Murray unable to put that one past Tubbs. Owen comes down the line. Calls of keep it in. Unable to do so. And it'll be a Southside Eagles corner. Aduan putting his case that the hole of the ball hadn't crossed the hole of the line, but falls on deaf ears. Now in comes the corner. Headed on there by Scott Cowden. Southside Eagles have equalised a minute after the restart. Well-placed corner. Cowden near the penalty spot. Almost into the top right-hand corner of the net. Perfectly placed in the end. And it's 1-1. Patton on there. This is Maclott. Oh, and that one skewed over the crossbar. Good to take a second look at that one. Well, not too far away there from Rabine. Now it's Gordon. Squeezed in between there, and referee Avi Cohen points to the spots. Todd Gordon. Looks like it's Edward Anthony that is deemed to be given the foul. And now Matt Tubbs steps up. And Tubbsy puts it away. Gives his side a 2-1 lead. Why don't we see more goalkeepers take penalty kicks? Brettag for McCoy. Forces the save. Oh, and then McCoy just couldn't resist. Straight into the notebook of Arvie Cohen. Deflected save there. Almost back into the path of McCoy. Now Falco will put the pressure on. Clearance straight to Gordon. Gordon from the edge of the D. Strikes the upright. Falco's out there. Todd Gordon just bought himself some time and room. Cut out there by Patton. Chests it on. Pushing the back there by Kedder. Referee plays the advantage. And it comes off. Ryan Patton gives his side a 3-1 lead midway through the second half. Patton able to squeeze it in there at the left post. And it's a good day here for the home side so far. And looking to pile on even more goals here is Ben Taylor. And that save onto the crossbar and over it. Good save there in the end from the keeper. Tubbs a little chip there. And that'll be it. Southside Eagles have come away 3-1 winners on the Epilepsy fundraiser day here at Memorial Oval.
The Capital League 1 season has been run and won, and I've got Roy and Roger here to wrap up the season. Roy, tell us what your impressions have been of the season.
I thought that the Cap 1 this year was very strong compared to last year in particular. And there were some very good teams and players. A lot of very good players came in and were brought in during the season. Some overseas players. It was quite a strong comp.
And just with that, Roger, the top four, we've got Holland Park, North Pine, North Star, and Pine Rivers, of course. You think they're all worthy of their place?
I definitely think they were the four strongest teams in our division this year. North Star, after the slow start that they had, have been on absolute fire, and they deserve to be up there. Form goes a long way in this division. Holland Park, we knew we were going to be strong, as we were with North Pine and Pine Rivers as well. So I do think they're the worthy top four.
Coming into the finals now, gents. Do you think Holland Park will take out the grand final?
Oh, I think so. If their mindset's there, well, I mean, we saw obviously last year Mitchelton had everything tied up early, and then they just fell apart. I do think though that the Holland Park team are probably made of sterner stuff, and they have the best players by far. So yes, they should do well.
Do you agree with that, Roger?
I totally agree with what Roy said. I saw Holland Park play Anley a couple of weeks ago, even though they'd already been promoted. Professional display, and you beat them 7-1. I don't expect anything less from a good playing group, but also a good set of lads as well.
It's time to wrap up the regular season. First of all, the Trophy Superstore Premier League Round 22 results. A penalty 6 minutes into injury time secured Wolves a valuable point against Logan. Capalaba were 2-0 winners against Lions, who are perhaps focused towards their FFA Cup clash on Wednesday night. Mitchelton and Albany Creek were held scoreless. UQFC went down at home to Peninsula. Rochdale defeated Ipswich Knights, while East were winners against Taringa. So the first week of the semis will see Lions host East in the major semi-final, while Mitchelton will host Peninsula in the minor knockout semi-final. Trophy Superstore Premier League Championship table, all eyes are on 10th and 11th place. UQFC hold a 14-point advantage over Wolves, Wolves have catch-up matches in the under-16s, 18s and reserves against Rochdale this Saturday afternoon. And while we're on Capital One, North Pine secured promotion back to the Premier League for the first time since 2012 with a 5-2 defeat of Annerley. Mount Gravatt with 3-2 winners against North Star. Southside Eagles, as we've just seen, 3-1 winners over Bayside. Holland Park 4-1 winners against Brisbane Knights. Moggle 4-2 against Grange Thistle, while Pine Rivers had the bye. So Holland Park and North Pine both into the Premier League next year, and they'll meet in the first week of the semis. Pine Rivers and North Star will battle it out in the elimination final. Capital League 2, Centenary Stormers with 6-1 winners against Westside. Slacks Creek avoided relegation with a 5-2 win against Oxley. It was a high-scoring affair with both teams sharing the points between Park Ridge and Redcliffe PCYC. Pine Hills avoided relegation with a win. Ipswich City won against the Premiers, while The Gap also avoided relegation and consigned Newmarket to Capital 3 after their 4-2 defeat. So South United and Centenary Stormers are promoted. The catch-up match that was scheduled between Centenary and Newmarket will now not be played. Western Spirit and Oxley United in the elimination final. Capital League 3, Clevo finished off their season strongly. New Farm with a win sealed promotion. Kangaroo Point Rovers were 3-0 winners against AC Carina. So too were the Premiers against Virginia United. Jimboomba were 3-2 winners against Tarragindi Tigers, while Samford and Toowong had a 2-all draw. So New Farm will join Acacia Ridge in Capital League 2 next year. Toowong and Tarragindi in the minor semi-final. Capital 4, Maroondah 2-1 winners against Brighton. North Brisbane 3-1 against Logan City Kings. Greenbank were 5-1 winners against Logan Village, while the Premiers had the bye. That win, good enough for Maroondah to see them promoted. Greenbank have won the battle to get into the postseason action, and they'll travel away in the first week of the semis to North Brisbane. Brisbane Women's Premier League in a catch-up match midweek. Pine Hills defeated South. That tied up a home final against Capalaba, which they won 2-1. The Bulldogs now out of the postseason, while Annerley defeated Eastern Suburbs. So that will see Logan and Annerley play off in the second week of the semis. So too will East against Pine Hills in a knockout final. So we continue to give out premiership trophies. This week it's Capital League 3 Premiers, Acacia Ridge. And the Capital 1 Premiers, Holland Park Hawks. Next week, Cup football features. It's the Elaine Watson Cup final as Eastern Suburbs take on Annerley, with the Canali Travel Cup final between Lions and Pine Rivers. Both those matches out at Jack Spear Park, Taringa. And while we're on Cup football, don't forget Lions FC take on Perth Glory on Wednesday night at Perry Park. Kickoff is 7:30 p.m. for that one.